Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 23rd. You start with this Breathe card. You actually have three cards. You have this Orphan card and this Here and Now card. So definitely a good week to be present. And some of you could be, feeling left out in something. You know what I like? I almost feel like the universe is tugging on your heartstrings here a little bit, Aries. So for those of you that are looking for love, you could just be feeling like, out in the cold in a certain way. You could be feeling like you want a connection, or you could be feeling, you could just be feeling the lack of a connection. I do feel like you're feeling a lack of something, just in general with these first three cards. And it's pretty interesting because it's not like I'm sure some of you have been, left out in the cold and all that other stuff, but that's not really what the reading is saying to me. It's like more saying that you could be feeling the lack of something that you want and desire in your life. And, I also feel you have the Ten of Wands. Well, let's start here. You have the Ten of Wands, Three of Swords, and the Five of Cups. So the Ten of Wands is like the mountain to climb. It's like there are things that you want and desire. And I feel that you are looking at all the work that you have to do. The story of the Ten of Wands is that those wands are right in front of his face. So he can't see how close he is to a goal, which this is his home right here. And those 10 wands are his harvest. So I feel like you feel that something is farther away than it actually is. And for a lot of you, it could be love, but it doesn't have to be. I feel like it could be anything. You have love and money here. I mean, you have the Six of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Lovers, Two of Cups, Knight of Cups. So, it literally could be anything for all of you. But when I put this Three of Swords down, the message I was getting off of this card is that, like, the universe is tugging at your heartstrings, or it's almost like that's not even what the Three of Swords represents. But again, I read intuitively, and intuitively I feel that it's like the universe is almost like, I don't want to say the universe is making you desire something, but the universe definitely could be like triggering your desire for something that you don't have, And number one, I would say definitely any healing that you can do around whatever this is could help attract it to your life. Like, even if it's money, the Three of Swords could be traumas that you have, when you were younger. It's like, if you grew up in a house with no money, the Three of Swords could say there are traumas or like money blocks that need to be healed so that you can get what you want. And I do feel you're closer than you think with that Ten of Wands. And I would just like, I think it would be, you have that Here and Now card, right? And this Here and Now card is all about just being present where you are and really kind of soaking up the energy, but also maybe looking at some of the, kind of traumas or whatever you want to call them, and healing those things, or, trying to remove those swords from your own heart. The Three of Swords can also be about forgiveness, and it can be about forgiving yourself for things that you didn't do. You have the Five of Cups. Again, Five of Cups can be regrets or sadness, but he's looking at something that he thought he enjoyed. He is looking at those three spilt cups, and they are normally filled with wine. And the story of the Five of Cups is that he has lost his taste for wine. So he is grieving the loss of something that he no longer enjoys. And I feel for a lot of you, this can be about healing and moving on, or moving forward from something that you thought you wanted that you don't have any longer. So let's see where this is going. This is actually a very good reading. I mean, the first row is definitely, talking about a challenge or challenge. Like, I feel like it's multiple challenges that you've been through, but the rest of it is very good. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is, kind of juggling and doing too much. There's something about focus at this time, just in the general energy, I would say, where, if you're doing too much and you're too spread out, I feel like that's going to cause you to feel exhausted and like you're not getting anything done. But I feel like if you're more focused on accomplishing like one thing at a time, then of course you will not only be more present, which that Here and Now card says, but I think you'll get a lot more done. With the Three of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of drawing a line in the sand. It's a card of putting up boundaries. And it does look like there is definitely new love that is available to you. And, again, you can take it or leave it. But if you do want love, I would definitely open up with this Seven of Wands. You have the Seven of Wands twice, actually, in this reading. And so the Seven of Wands, I always say that the Seven of Wands is a great card for drawing boundaries. So definitely if you're getting into something, express your boundaries or have boundaries. But it also kind of says let your guard down, if you want something new. And same thing with money as well. It's like, again, we all do things that probably prevent more money from entering into our lives. So make sure you're doing that as well. With the Five of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. It's like I just get the feeling that you're saying to yourself, like, I do all this work, I produce all these results. He has produced a result. He has built those Three Pentacles, but it's like you haven't been getting the reward. We even go up to the Six of Pentacles, to the Ten of Pentacles, which is great. But if we just go to the Six of Pentacles sometimes can represent getting paid like just enough, like you're earning just enough for the result you produce. And again, this could go for relationships as well. It's like the Six of Pentacles could say that you give to relationships and you only ever get like just enough, or, maybe you feel like people breadcrumb you or something like that. So the first row is definitely talking about like some sort of lack that you have experienced, and it could be in any area of your life. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this revisit card and this ponder card. A lot of this thinking energy coming up here. You have the breathe card, which is kind of like a card of meditation. You have that here and now card, same thing. These cards right here, the ponder card literally just represents thinking and planning and pondering, right? It even looks like the Minnow Pond logo. It has the same colors as well. So I love this deck. But I kind of feel this is saying you need to look back on those moments where you accepted less, money-wise, business-wise, work-wise, love-wise, all areas of your life. And you need to look at, kind of like what traumas have you been through or whatever. It's like, I think that it's trauma for the most part where we kind of enter into situations where we accept less, right? And so I don't think this is saying like go back to the past. Of course not. All it's saying is like look at those moments and, what do you need to correct to not do it again, And that's what I would do with these two cards. You have the Fool, the Six of Pentacles, and the Lovers. It's like a complete change from the first row. I mean, the rest of the reading is completely different. And the Fool could be that, like, the first, kickoff of that complete change. The Fool is taking a leap of faith and moving in a new direction. He has these tattered sleeves on his arms right here. And the tattered sleeves say that he has been on this journey before. So he is about to go from the Fool all the way to the World card, and the tattered sleeves say that he's done it before. So I feel that you are about to do something again that you've done before, but the tattered sleeves say that he has all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to avoid the things that he didn't avoid the first time. So I feel for a lot of you, definitely would be a good time to kind of reflect, revisit, think about the mistakes that you made, but maybe even not even the mistakes you made, maybe the mistakes that other people made, and just thinking to yourself, like, what did I learn from this? How can I overcome it? You have the Six of Pentacles. Again, I feel like the Three of Pentacles, normally I would read the Three of Pentacles as a good card. It is a good card, but again, I kind of feel that Three of Pentacles is talking about the result, like what you produce, and then the Six of Pentacles is talking about like what you receive. And I feel for a while, have not been receiving, it's like maybe you receive enough to get by, but it's it definitely hasn't been the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is that big payday, is that big abundant energy. And so I kind of feel like that's what you are hoping for or working towards, or that's at least what you deserve is the Ten of Pentacles, but you're only getting the Six, right? You have the Lovers, and the Lovers, of course, could be love. We do see love here. So if you want love, this could be a new connection coming in for you, and it would probably be more Ten of Pentacles, which is a good thing, as long as you don't, repeat past mistakes or vice versa. Of course, you can't control another person. You can't get another person to not make a mistake. But if they do make a mistake, it's more about, how do they respond to the mistake? Are they, do they apologize? Do they correct it and never do it again? Or do they make the mistake and then make it again? And there's your answer, right? If they make a mistake and you tell them, you draw the boundary, and they do something again, then you probably should leave. If they make the mistake and correct it and never do it again, totally different story. So, I think this reading is talking about you really paying attention to the result. With the Fool, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is not you, but I do feel it is you in this reading. I feel like this is the energy that you need to embrace. she kind of marches to the beat of her own drum. She does her own thing in life, and she follows the sun. And a lot of people have been getting this nowadays. So I feel we are in a time where we really need to follow our heart and also follow our inspirations. She has this sunflower right here that points towards the sun. And so she has to move towards the sun or her inspirations. Yep, with the Six of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups. I definitely feel if you're attracting a new person here, that this person could be more of a Ten of Pentacles. You know, Ten of Pentacles is the best love card in the deck, even though it's a Pentacle card. It kind of represents everything you want and desire in a connection, or it can represent getting everything you want in a connection. The Six of Pentacles, you know, again, if you're starting something new, it says, you know, hit the ball to their side, let them hit the ball to your side. It basically says invest a little. If they invest a little as well, then you can invest more. And as long as you're paying attention, you know, it could go really well. With the Lovers, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is wealth and abundance, which we do see here, so really good. Definitely could be attracting an earth sign into your life if you want love. You have a lot of earth here. You have Taurus. You also have Virgo with the Hermit at the end. And, you know, could be any sign, general reading. But what I would say is the King of Pentacles is definitely someone who wants something permanent. You know, King of Pentacles represents a person who really wants to build something long term. And King of Pentacles definitely wants to build a Ten of Pentacles. You know, Ten of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy, and the King of Pentacles is also very similar. So you could be attracting a person who does this, or again, like I said, some of you are clearly just doing this on your own. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Starfish. It says cosmic energies, mystical awareness, and regeneration. You have this macaque. It says matriarchal, cordial, and hierarchy as well. So I feel a lot of you, you know, it's almost like I see you being able to change direction very quickly. I know that's not what these two cards say, but again, I read intuitively. And, you know, what I would say here is I kind of feel with that Ten of Wands at the beginning of your reading that, like I said, it's like you're not getting the results you desire from the work that you do. And so you could be making a change or change in direction that is much more profitable. We see that right here with the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy, doing something long term. I feel like I've said this to you before, Aries, but whatever you've been doing up until this point in your life, like work-wise, I feel has been like training you for something that you're about to do. So if you're thinking about making a change, then I feel that change will be very profitable. For others, I kind of just feel like you're going to be doing exactly the same thing, but you're getting a better result. Again, Six of Pentacles is kind of like not getting enough, you know, not making enough. One thing I will say is you've had Uranus in your second house for a long time. Uranus in the second house is challenging for sure. I mean, you know, it can be good. It can bring in surprise money, but for the most part, usually what happens with Uranus in your second is it's like you make money and then there could be a surprise that takes that money. You know, for example, I remember I've had Uranus when Uranus was in Aries, it was in my second, and there was like a time where I like desperately need money to pay for my car, and I made exactly the amount, almost like to the penny, the amount of money that I needed to pay for my car. And so, you know, it's like I made the money, but it disappeared just as quickly. And so I feel that some of you are kind of like trying to not just get by like that. It's like you want Ten of Pentacles is more. You know, Six of Pentacles, it doesn't really represent this, but I kind of feel for you, it's kind of like just getting by. You have the Seven of Wands here, and Seven of Wands is about, you know, again, drawing boundaries or drawing a line in the sand. So if you are meeting a new person, this could just be you making your intentions known or your expectations known right up front. And I kind of feel like that's what needs to happen here. Is like you need to tell a person, especially if you're meeting a person here. You have the Two of Cups. You know, I feel like telling them like what you expect right away. You know, it's like, yeah, it could it could scare them off or whatever. But at the same time, if it scares them off, it was going to scare them off anyway. So you might as well kind of like, you know, clear this connection out if it's not going to work in the first place. But I do feel it will work. You have the Knight of Cups, which is a knight in shining armor. Two of Cups is usually a person who's very different than your usual type. So it could be a different type of person, or it could be the type of person that you normally wouldn't go for. But I still feel that there could be a strong connection coming in here. With the Ten of Pentacles, what do you know? You have the Queen of Pentacles, so there you go. Divine counterparts, definitely could be an earth sign coming in for you. And these two really work together, and they really want to build a Ten of Pentacles. So, again, I feel this could be a very good connection. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands. I feel like you need to protect what you are passionate about. It's like you need to protect the things that you care about. And I feel like you need to not listen to other people. That's really the message I'm getting here. Again, very weird reading. I'm not getting any of the traditional stuff that I would normally get. It's like more intuitive. But sometimes I think when we're working on something, it's like everybody gives us their opinion. And I feel the Ace of Wands is saying that, it's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes other people's opinions are valid, but at the same time, there comes a time where you have to listen to your own opinion, where you have to like live your own life. And I feel like that's what the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Wands saying. It's like saying, protect your own vision of your future. With the Two of Cups, you have the Four of Swords. This could be a very healing connection here. My only concern is King and Queen of Pentacles. It's like they're very good. They want something very stable, but usually they're missing a little bit of the spiciness, that keeps a relationship alive. You do have the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands, so I'm not too worried about it. But what I would say is that, again, make sure to keep the romance alive here, right? If you're meeting a good new person. And that could be like something that needs to be talked about as well. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this owl spirit says you see clearly now, which is good because with the Ten of Wands, you can't see in front of your face, so that's good. You have this dove, it says be peace on it. I feel like you see your future more clearly. We have the Two of Swords as the first card. In the Two of Swords, she has that blindfold on, and the blindfolds in the tarot can represent needing to trust your intuition or needing to tap into your intuition. So I do feel a lot of you could be needing to trust your intuition more, but it's coming up in the good stuff, so it kind of says you are. Next, you have the Hermit. I actually feel you specifically, Aries, have been through Hermit mode. Maybe you've been in a period of your life where you've been more withdrawn, or you haven't been engaging with people in your life as much as you normally would, or maybe you've just been more focused on yourself. And I feel over the next couple years, actually, and maybe not like this second, but over the next few years, this is going to change for you. And I kind of feel like you're coming out of Hermit mode. In a lot of ways, I feel like people won't recognize you, moving forward. It's like they're going to be like, where the hell did Aries come from? And because I feel that you've been through these deep changes, or you've gone through a lot of deep changes, and now you're kind of shining your inner light more. And, again, I think people don't realize like how much you've learned in your period of isolation. You have this Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could be a knight in shining armor, of course. So if you want love, definitely good reading. This could be someone who sweeps you off your feet. Again, I do feel like there's a little difference. Good reading, but like I said, I feel the one thing that I would make sure of with these cards, and I just feel this intuitively, is that I feel like you need to make sure that the two of you are romantically compatible. I have to keep it PG here on YouTube, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know, ask your mom when you get older. But what I would say is, I think you need to make sure of that. And this could just have to do with communication, needing to communicate your needs, or needing to communicate your desires to a person, and also making sure that they're doing the same thing. With the Two of Swords, you have the Emperor, you showing up in a very strong position. Like I said, you're bossing up. I feel that people won't even recognize you in the future. Like, not right now, but over the next few years. With the Hermit, you have the Queen of Swords. Yes, you see clearly now. She only has clouds halfway up her body, and the card literally represents seeing things clearly. And with the Knight of Cups, you have the Hermit. You could definitely be attracting a person who is in Hermit mode as well, or who has been kind of like more withdrawn. I kind of get the feeling that some of you could be attracting a person where it's like you are surprised that they are single. But I feel like maybe this person also closed themselves out to heal. So again, you might be like, why the hell is this person single? But really it's because they took a break. You have this desk card that says, pay attention to your work. Yeah, I feel like you need to work on one thing, is what this card really should be saying. I feel this, especially like the first three rows, or I should say the first two, then the Ten of Pentacles. It's really saying to me that like focusing in on one thing is what you need to do here with this card. You have this Stork card. It says news of a birth or a new business opportunity. I don't really feel like I do feel, but I don't feel a new business opportunity for you. If you are doing something in business, I feel like you are transforming what you do. It's like you're doing the same thing, but just in a different way. And I feel like I've said that to you a lot. So there you go. You have this yoke card that says feeling tied down or frustrated. Too many responsibilities here. 10 of Wands, right? I feel like this card is referencing the Ten of Wands. There might be some responsibilities that belong to other people that you need to release. Or again, maybe you need to draw boundaries in work, or maybe you need to make sure you're not spreading yourself too thin. And that's where the focusing in type of thing comes in. You know, I have a rule in my life where if everything doesn't add up to my vision, then I don't do it, whatever it is. And I feel like that's what that's saying. You have this skull card that says hidden secrets can harm you. I'm going to pull an extra card because I feel like these two cards are connected. You have this rat card that says someone is working against you or behind your back. I don't think this is people working against you. Again, I think this is more about spreading yourself too thin. It's like sometimes people want our help, which is fine, but it's like sometimes people just want our help because they can't help themselves. And I feel like this is saying be careful of who you're giving your energy to, because again, you really need to help yourself. You have this candle card. It says you will be shown the way. We see a lot of clarity at the end, so a lot of clarity coming in for you as well. But this is a really good reading here, Aries. I like where it's going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.